We're going to start with a story.
It is the story of the sea and Afraid the Wanderer.
Every day, Afraid the Wanderer looked out to the sea, and the more they did, the more they became curious. Tales of dragons on the edge of the world fueled their fear, but filled them with wonder. Eventually, they would venture out into the sea, seeking an understanding.
The waves crashed, and the currents ran, and the fish swarmed, and Afraid almost lost curious. Almost. On one exhausting night, the wanderer laid on the beach and looked into the stars. And in the stars, they found understanding. In pursuit of dragons, we found whales and bioluminescence.
Throughout the years, there have been many such wanderers.
My name is Danielle.
And my name is Daniel. And
we're
wanderers. As time has passed, our technology has advanced beyond wooden boats and dragon-riddled maps.
Now we have robots and algorithms which not only lead us across the seas, but down into the deep. I have studied the ocean through satellites and software, but I couldn't tell you anything about how computers work.
And I have studied computers and their software, but I could not tell you much about the intricacies of our oceans.
I was first drawn to the ocean because of chaos, which I define as order we simply don't understand. The first people to tackle the ocean relied on the stars to bring order to the waves, and we still do that today. Through satellites, I looked for the color green. Green is the color of phytoplankton. By looking for that color, I could digitally visualize their bloom all over the world. Through softwares, I analyzed drone footage of sharks in order to identify patterns in their swimming. I provided my findings to marine renewable energy teams so that they could install their current energy generators in the water, knowing that the sharks would swim around them and be unharmed. The patterns of phytoplankton growth and the ways that sharks swim are things that we could see and understand, but not measure. We need computer science to give us a better and deeper understanding of our oceans and how they work.
I was first drawn to computer science during my time in a trade school, where I would spend all day writing code on an old Windows computer to cut out 3D puzzles out of huge sheets of metal. From my time in that class, a literal and sometimes figurative fire was lit underneath me. I really gained a deep perspective that allowed me to see new tools and new ideas that I otherwise wouldn't have thought of. And from my time there, as well as my time during my undergrad, I was able to sharpen those computer science skills. And I can proudly say now that even though I do not know much about my partner's line of work, as I do my own, I do know that I can help develop tools and software that she and many others can use to further our knowledge.
What my partner does is fascinating, and while I'm not as familiar with his line of the work, I know that he can develop the code that I can use to better analyze our oceans.
Using my computer science expertise
and my ecology expertise,
together we can develop new tools that can help deepen our knowledge of the ocean.
We've had centuries of ocean exploration, and we've only just begun to crack into the deep sea in the past 150 years. While we're still pushing to understand the deep sea, the stars have been studied since we first used them to navigate the ocean surface. The deep ocean is a proxy for deep space. As we develop new technologies, which will give us a new understanding of the deep, we will do the same in the stars. But before we bring order to the stars, we need to focus on our own planet first. Right here in Monterey Bay, our beautiful ocean generates a thriving tourism industry, provides the perfect weather for agriculture, and we are a marine science capital. But while our people may be thriving in these conditions, the ocean is not. Habitat loss, rising temperatures, chemical pollution, plastic pollution, agricultural runoff, overfishing, you've heard it all before. With all of these harmful stressors, how can we look to a future where the ocean is still a marine science, where we are still a marine science capital, where the ocean still gives us that thriving tourism industry, and while our ocean-dependent weather still supports agriculture? The ocean is a great resource, but it is not infinite. How do we protect it? How do we stop it? And how do we fix it?
Well, computer science may help us discover new deep-sea marine life. We can also use it to go ahead and help understand the impact we have had on our little blue planet. Using satellites to track the loss of phytoplankton,
which provide half of our world's oxygen,
we should then devote more time and resources to developing more tools and technology that we can use to understand the impact of worldwide waste. One of the biggest wastes directly related to my personal field is energy waste. There are so many computer scientists out there who spend all day writing and developing new tools and software, but seldom do we ever stop to ask ourselves, is this really the most energy efficient piece of code we could have written? Could we have written this in a better way that would save more energy? With that goal in mind, my team and I developed a tool, an open source tool, that can help us track down those hidden energy drains in all the systems we use day to day. This tool, aptly named Draculog, is open for anyone to use to measure their code's efficiency. With tools like Draculog
And resources like satellites.
ecology research can be carried and further developed.
And provide the support for solutions that we desperately need. We need computer science to give us a better and deeper we need computer science to interpret the ocean's chaos into order.
There are many wanderers out there, but curiosity is beginning to become afraid.
Afraid of a world where the seas no longer host the same dragons of whales and bioluminescence.
But there is hope,
In the hands of ecologists,
and in the eyes of computer scientists.